Welcome back to another episode of The Money Mentor with some very, very special guests today who just told me that if I farted live on air, he would listen to it, which is pretty...
Record it.
I record it. Right, okay. I mean, maybe
Over.
I could bottle it and sell it like Only Farts or something. Sort of thing.
No, well, I was using a metaphor saying that I listen to everything you say and
smell.
and-
Sorry, just for our listeners at home, big welcome to Madeleine and Dan. How are we?
Yes, good.
Good,
Yes.
good.
Very good. Very excited.
Very good
Yeah. Yeah.
What, at the thought of my fart? Or
Honestly,
this has gone pear-shaped already.
this is gonna go really good.
Oh, okay.
You'll be proud of us.
Okay. Well, I'm very proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. So why don't we start with pre-infinity? Who are you guys? Family, life, work, where are you based? Tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you were like financially before you found us.
So with me, before I met Daniel, I was in between my parents' divorce.
Okay.
And I was working at IGA. I was struggling. I was also a student as well. And I met Daniel, and basically we met at a very, I'd say, we both were going through some things.
Yep.
Yeah, but when we met, he helped me come out of my family situation and also helped me restructured my, basically, with my payments and home and everything like that. Yeah, because my parents, they both left.
Yep.
And they left all the responsibility of house and everything like that for me to pay.
Right. So it's all in your lap.
It was all in my lap, yeah.
Okay. That's a big smoke bomb.
Yeah, yeah. They were like, look, we've had enough of each other. We don't want anything to do with this house. If you can afford to pay with whatever wages you've got, anything like that, you
Keep
go. Yep, take it. It's yours.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Well,
it was.
it changed then later.
It worked out really
Didn't
well
have the house
later.
back later, did they?
When actually
No.
that's where I step. If it's okay,
That's yeah.
Because we get to that part that when we actually spoke to you.
Yeah.
And I can tell you a little bit about myself, and then we get to that point.
Sure.
If it's okay. So basically, I was always working with the energy industry, probably always above 100K, and always broke. And
Okay. With the way I've seen those hips move, mate, you should not be broke. But we'll get to that at the end as well. But keep going.
people don't pay anymore as much.
Anymore?
Oh my God.
Oh, shit. All right, we might not get to that bit on this show, but keep going. 100K energy sector,
Yes.
always broke.
Always broke.
Okay.
Honestly, I always thought that I gotta look good.
Yeah.
There are things. That's one of the things I've actually learned from you is that there are things you can't fake it. You can't fake
T-shirt and a hat, bro. Fuck.
that. That's success. You know what I mean? And you can't fake success, financial success. You can't.
Yeah.
You can wear expensive clothes and all of that, but it's fake. Like
So were you spending a lot of your money on appearance?
a lot.
Shoes, watch, belts, clothes, travel. Okay.
Drinking,
Yeah.
name it. Party.
When you first met?
That's before. And then we met. When we met,
Yep.
I literally had to borrow $200 to take her on a date. That's how broke I was.
Well, $200 is a decent date.
Yeah,
Nice meal.
but you gotta understand, I didn't have any money.
Right.
That's how bad it got.
Okay.
I mean, I did get sick, and 6 months later, I had nothing left
Mm-hmm.
from the what so-called lifestyle that I created, and I needed support, and that things got really ugly.
Okay.
And then
How ugly? How much debt?
you will kill me.
Oh.
This podcast.
I've already killed you. You're still here.
It was around $70,000
Okay.
in debt, credit cards,
Credit cards.
and personal loan,
So,
all car related.
so tell me, day to day, you go to work all week prior to meeting, knock off work on a Thursday afternoon, assuming maybe drinks with the co-workers, keep up appearances. Would you then go shopping, buy a new outfit, go out for dinner?
Yeah.
Shopping was the
Shopping was the biggest for him.
I'm
shop,
tired. Let's
yeah.
go.
Who are you trying to impress, bro?
I don't know. If I did,
Pre-Mads, who are you trying to...
Pre-Mads.
Before
Yeah,
Mads,
it
who you
was
trying
not
to impress?
successful anyway. So I'm telling you, it was not successful.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just
No, it was his
hiding
bachelor
it.
lifestyle that he wanted to portray. You know,
Right.
live
He
in a
saw the
high
move,
riser, high riser. Yeah, have this many perfume bottles and shoes.
Honestly, first time we met, she asked me if I'm gay. And I'm like, why? She's like, you have 30, 40 pairs of shoes. You have 40 bottles of
Yeah.
cologne. You have 90 ties.
You were too well groomed to be straight.
She's exact. She wouldn't believe. I'm
Yeah.
like, trust me, I am. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's how I was living.
Yeah, that's how he was living. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you want to fast forward to
Well, yeah, so 70, 80 grand a credit card that you said?
yeah,
Retail therapy, live the high life, bachelor lifestyle.
Mm.
Okay, got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Left with the property, debts, all that sort of stuff, parents separating.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
met.
then what?
So we met, and I've spoken to Michael Lane about it. That how close I was to say,
Done.
yeah, that's it.
Right.
And then I rang someone in Successful Resources
Mhm.
and to cancel my $90 ticket to NAC.
Oh,
And-
NAC.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
and then she's like,
That was Greg Cardone, Gary V,
it was
Yeah.
Tony Robbins.
Tony. Yeah.
Mm.
It was I think first time yourself.
Yeah, that's 2019 was the first time I did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then that lady was like, actually, 2018. That's when I joined, and then that lady said, I just out of curiosity, why do you want to cancel? And
Yeah.
I told her what, and I burst into tears, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I've lost everything, and
Yeah.
she's like, I think this is the only thing you need in life right now, and if you can't afford it, I'd refund you what I pay for it, and you go do it.
Yeah, right.
And then I
That was the
went,
lady on the phone.
yeah, and then I went to NAC and
Brisbane or Sydney?
Brisbane.
Okay.
And then I never forget, Tony Robbins showed up, and he, for whatever reason, he decided to come to the Rose. And then I just put my hand out there. And then while he was talking, grabbed my hand. And I felt like it was electric shock
Right.
through me. And then, and that was the moment I couldn't sleep that night.
Yeah.
Tony Robbins shook my hand. And everything that he said, everything I saw that the weekend, like 4 days, it's like 3-4
Yeah.
days it was, came back. And I was like, and then I was talking to her, and because we were in there, and like I gave my her number. You gave me your number. You asked me, please date me. I'm kidding. And then we messaged, and the only thing I told her, I said, look, we're two good people, probably met at the worst time of our lives.
Yep.
If we can survive this, we survive anything.
Yeah.
And then we started building and got the first contract, second contract, all of that, and then and then about probably 9 months later, we had a little bit of money that we went back to NAC and signed up for some stuff which didn't work, and then we had our friends Imon and Una, them, they're
Yeah.
clients, and then we were
The
talking.
Irish couple.
Yeah.
They actually had their first baby.
Yeah,
It
I
was
know.
consummated at one of my events.
He told me.
Not in front of everybody.
I know.
Yeah.
She did say
We had a
something.
real estate mastery event, and we
Yeah.
all had a few drinks and got pretty
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, she
And
told me.
and then they fell pregnant. So
I know.
it's one of the first infinity babies from an
Yeah.
event.
That's true.
That's it. Yeah.
Lovely people.
Yeah.
Very. And we called him, and I was, excuse my language, you can cut it out. I was a dickhead. And I was making fun of him. I'm like, why would you buy off the plan? I was giving him all the. They had properties in Europe. You had God knows how many properties, and I was telling them why they shouldn't.
Yeah,
And then-
can rattles the loudest. Nobody in
Exactly.
property actually tells people not to buy property.
Exactly. And I
Only
told
broke people tell people not to do stuff.
exactly. And I was one of those.
You
Unfortunately,
fucking barbecue mafia. Fucking let you in here. Where's his paper?
I told him I may get fired by the end of this. But
Okay, I'm waiting.
I'm hoping not to. And then I never forget. Even she's very European, very straightforward. She said he's worth every penny. Just listen to him. And I can't just tell you. I this is not something I can explain. It's something you need to experience it. And when that came from them, we had so much respect for him. We actually couldn't afford at that time again, because of the house. The house was breaking down all the time. Manny was working full time to support the house. And then we signed up for one of your public webinars.
Yep.
In that webinar, you answer our questions. We were not even Infinity member yet. You said, sell that drama house, sell that dog,
Sell that doll.
get out,
Yep.
and
Start again.
start again. And then we talk about budget, and you said, you don't have a budget if you don't stick to it. You
Yeah.
don't have a budget. You
Oh, I've got a budget. I just never stick to it. Then you don't have a fucking budget.
you get all of that. All of that. It
So
was
I know
like
how I'm going to drive from A to B. I just don't have a car.
exactly.
You can't fucking go anywhere.
And that was, it was so shocking, like I'm like, this guy makes sense, and he says stuff that sits very well, and am I an idiot? How was I thinking? How am I here? And then we sold it, immediately listed it, sold it. That's when I said that everyone suddenly kind of like wanted to be back, and no, I did this for the house, and I said no, we had a deal, which unfortunately we lost Madeleine's dad to cancer a year before that, and then we lost her mom to suicide a few months later. All of that.
Terrible.
And but regardless, we immediately came to see you guys. We said everything we earn from now on is going to come here, and when we sign off for 2 investment properties back to back, and now we've gone.
I mean, the first step was definitely really hard for me, being a family home.
Family home.
I grew up there. Everything was a first for me in that home, and also, just all that family drama. You've seen the good times, the bad times in there, and
all those memories.
it was
and then
really,
to lose
really
both
hard.
parents as well is even harder.
Yeah. So it was really hard for me.
There was a
get
lot
over
of
that.
emotional attachment to that home.
A lot of emotional
regardless
attachment.
of cost.
Regardless. Yeah, heaps.
2 years of full-time working, paying for literally, she couldn't even buy us a coffee.
It was really hard for me to take him out
Everyone.
because I had to
He's got to pay anyway. Let him pay.
I
got
got
buying
the
your fucking
moves, I
alarm.
got
Just because you got some moves don't mean you don't pay the bill, brother.
No, I did. I honestly, it created a lot of issues between us because I was supplying our life, and she had to work and just service the house
Just to cover
every
the-
month.
Yeah, and my wages
Pipes,
then
bro.
was
That's
just enough to cover that,
yeah.
and I'm just glad that
So
I
you were
got over
literally
that.
like going to work, eating and sleeping, and there was no money left.
No,
And studying too.
No, and studying
And
as
studying.
well. Yeah,
And that
at
was
that
it?
time.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Like
no.
I'm not going out for dinner. I'm not buying a
No.
coffee. Like I'm.
No,
Well, I was buying everything because
Good, so you
because
should.
I know. No, honestly, when we met, probably 6 months later, because she
Right.
was in that situation, I went and talked to her dad, and I said, I love her, and I want your blessing. I want to ask her to move in with me. And she did. He said, I'm happy if she is happy. 6 months later, she moved in because I'm like, you gotta get out of there. I love you.
So did you rent the house out after you moved
We
out
did,
first?
yeah, we did rent it out.
Okay.
It was a battle though. Dad was like, I'm not leaving. We had to. It was a big battle.
Yeah, it's not something that being from like an Asian Australian
Don't
background.
sell. You don't.
Yeah, and
Culturally, it's like you'll never sell. I'll never sell.
and also the parents have a bit of expectations, like, oh, you need to also give me some money.
Yeah.
You ask for some money monthly and things. It was really hard.
Okay. Okay.
But we got over that. I got over that. We sold the house, and then we bought 2 investment properties with you. Yes.
Clear the credit card debts.
Yes.
All of them. And
Okay.
you know what was better than that? Because I listened to you. I called the bank at the very end of it. I'm like, I'm not going to close this. I'm not going to pay. Why did you give me a loan?
Yeah.
I should, and I provided documentations. I said, evaluate me based on these documentations today. And I could actually get them to close it without me paying the last $4,000-$5,000 for both the credit card and personal loan.
Yep.
So it was really thank you for
They
that.
didn't pay it. You didn't pay it.
No.
They closed it.
Yep.
So you
Thanks
said,
to
hey,
you.
why'd you give me the money? This is bullshit. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And they wiped it.
Mm.
Yeah, otherwise
Thanks to you.
Otherwise, you fucking sue their ass.
Yeah.
It's funny, but bank is a place will give you money when you can typically prove you don't need it. So they have an obligation to prove that you can repay it, but sadly they're a little bit loose.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they did. And we did come across some people there who wanted to help.
Mm.
And I had a proper chat with them, and I said, listen. And it got escalated. I was very patient. I'm like, I'm going to sit here. As long as I'm not falling behind to affect my credit, I have 4 weeks literally to sort this out. And I was calling and say, escalate. And then the last person said, okay.
Very good. Saved you a couple of grand. Very good.
Each loan, more
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Probably nearly.
A couple of free bottles of cologne and some shoes.
Learn the list. I'm not buying anything anymore.
Good.
Because, yeah.
Except dance lessons. So, You don't need them, that's for sure. So where do we sit today? So what do we have today? What year did we start with Infinity? Because 2018 you did NAC. 2019 or 20? When did you find me?
2022, I think, because we had that is.
We had Datas 22.
Yeah, 22.
22.
Yeah.
So in just the last 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years.
Okay. Last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So the last 2 years, what have we been able to achieve?
Wow. We honestly, I love your podcast. We listened and we applied to our business.
Yep.
And our business doubled in assets or inventory.
And what industry, just for people listening?
Look, I do management consultancy, but the business I'm talking about is car rental business.
Yep.
And online business.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So car rental and e-commerce.
Yes, correct. So
Yep.
we had this idea of providing the second car to the community.
Yep.
So people can sell their second car.
Yep.
Whenever they need it, once a week, come and rent from us.
Yep.
And it was a massive boom, and then we earned a lot of money. And
Okay.
and literally it's those little lessons in between things that you share on your podcast or when you're in a RAM.
Yep.
And I love it when you turn your seat and you sit there and it's you and you start giving the little bit of the juice, and those work like magic, man.
I'm going to start charging you more. You're getting too much from me.
No, this is the best investment.
I think he has a crush.
He does. He talks about you every day. He really does.
Can I tell you? One day we sat in a car.
Is there a
He
photo
wants
next
to
to the
frame
bed?
a photo
No,
of you. I had to stop him. I'm
Yeah,
like,
please,
That's
that's-
too
that's-
scary.
I tell you.
Romance.
No,
The mood board. I'm like,
Yeah.
you can put in a mood board, but not frame a single
No,
picture.
it's not. Come on. It's not that bad. But anyways, but when we sit in the car connects automatically to Bluetooth and start playing what I was listening to.
Yeah.
And you don't know how many times you sit there and it's your voice and she look at me like,
I'm like, oh my God,
kidding
you
me?
again?
It's
Are you
like,
cheating on me with me?
she's like, it's either you or Dr.
Yeah.
Dr.
Doc Wilson.
Andrew
Yes,
or it's like, anyone, Tony Robbins, like listen to it every day,
Okay.
all that, yeah.
So 2022.
Yeah.
And where are we today? What have we been able to achieve in the last 2-3 years?
So the two investment properties, we changed one of them, chalk, which we had to change.
Yeah.
And then we, actually last week on Wednesday, we sat with our strategies and she said, now sell, because we're coming out of our fixed rate of 1.99. She said, now sell. Thursday called the agent.
Yep.
Price to place. Friday we applied, Saturday signed the rental. Now we're packing in 4 days.
Right.
You're out of there. Sell it. It should be probably, we owe bank around 540.
Yep.
Priced at 1.3 to 1.4.
So yourself at 1.3, 1.4,
We
and
are
you owe
going
540.
Yeah, and then we said 100% of it is coming to Infinity to be invested. 100% of it.
Right.
Not
Okay.
gonna take it, man. Yeah.
So how many properties do we have at the moment?
We're gonna sign another one. We look this week. We're
But how
waiting-
many do we have now?
2.
2? And you're buying another one, but you're selling one as well.
Selling another one, but we're gonna
Buy
Buy more.
multiple more.
yeah.
So the last 2 years you've been able to get 2, get to 2, but selling one to buy several more.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty good. What about redraw? Have you been paying down any of the debt?
Yeah, we had over $100,000 in withdrawal.
Over 100,000.
Yep.
In how long or short?
A year and a half.
Year and a half?
Yep.
Okay, it's
Not
pretty
bad.
good. Okay. And what's the plan from here? Where do you want to go?
Oh my God. We really want to be a part of this journey because Graham, we constantly talk about what would we do if it was 50 years ago, if we knew what we know now.
Yeah.
And now the opportunity is in front of us. This is the time machine that everyone talk about. If I had a time machine, I'll go back and buy this share that. The Infinity is the time machine. It is.
It's cool.
You know,
Cool description.
we are here. We're gonna go all in. Because one thing you said in one of the podcasts, and you repeated it in G Special, and said, "Guys, have you ever heard me being negative or saying anything?" And everyone said, "No." I said, "I'm telling you now, if you don't buy, your next generation."
It's an opportunity for generational wealth. I said this many, there's plenty of footage, plenty of record, plenty of podcasts. You're just like, guys, usually a cycle nothing might happen for 10 years. It's, up, down, and it runs. And it does nothing for 10 years maybe.
Correct.
Right? But COVID pushed forward. We had a cycle of growth. Then COVID, everyone said it would settle. It didn't. COVID brought it forward because housing became our number one priority and commodity.
Hmm.
And now, when it should settle again, rates are now going back down,
Sure.
which, mind you, this is the first time rates have decreased without a technical reason to do so. Because our economy is booming. Our unemployment rates are record low, historic. Like, there's no reason really for the rate decrease. It's the first time we've gone down when we didn't really need to.
And
So that will send prices up because it creates more borrowing capacity and affordability for people to spend more.
yeah.
And we don't have enough houses in Australia. And no, I'm not negative. If I start to be negative, fucking worry.
I know.
Worry.
Yeah.
Because that tells you that there's something turning in the market. But otherwise, fucking rip in, keep buying.
Keep buying. Why not?
Yeah.
I am actually. This is I jokingly even said when I'm gonna sell my kidney and we buy property. If we have to. I'm full of metaphor. I can't.
You
help
said kidney, not kid, right?
Kidney.
Kidneys,
Well,
yes.
Oh, kidney for now.
Yeah.
But this is it. Like how can you change your next generation's life and after, and it's not only about giving them, it's about educating them.
Yep.
Which is another thing we are learning through the community, and we love it. We had a chat with David, gave us some great advice. He said, I always talk constantly about guilt for kids, and he's like, kids don't care about your toys, mate.
Yeah.
Don't overcompensate. Go spend time with them.
Don't buy
Make
them shit
memories.
you never had. Just spend time with them. Teach them what you never learnt. Spend time with
Doing
them.
that.
So, what's the goal for you guys? What do you want to get to? What do you want to achieve as a family financially?
I have a number in my head. I think 20 properties. I want to basically the income that I'm hoping for from properties is around 20,000. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be monthly income.
Yeah.
When we can have 20,000.
So, do you want 20 properties just because it's a cool number, or do you want 20 properties times 10% per annum of their
10%.
value?
That's a
what
reverse
do you-
engineered number.
Yeah, what are you trying to reverse engineer there?
So we want around 20 mil, hopefully. That's
Right.
what I'm aiming for.
Yep.
And then either through sell or rental, $20,000 per month.
So either selling, get a big chunk of capital growth, or from
Correct.
rental income, either or,
Yes,
a blend
$20,000.
of big chunks of capital or cash flow to fund your lifestyle.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And another thing we learn is to give back.
Yep.
This is what we want. We want to be able to give back. And I've read in the books you recommended it, Ed Millett, that you got to start giving when you don't have. Don't wait to.
Yeah, don't wait. You should give when you have nothing. You should
Exactly.
give because you want to give.
Exactly. And then, we are giving now.
All it means is when you can give more later,
Yeah.
you can give bigger, but you should give unconditionally. You should always help somebody less fortunate.
100%. And we want to be a part of that. So everything is happening here right now. We are learning. And we want to grow. Look, we were not old money or from rich family and all this. And it's also the learning on how to be wealthy, not rich, not financially. Be wealthy, like you. Wear a T-shirt, hat.
Oh, fuck, I don't care what anyone
You don't
thinks.
care about it.
No one to impress
You know
here.
what?
Yeah.
It's
Just you, mate. Only
it's a next level of, I don't know, wisdom you want to call it.
No, I think it's just comfort in yourself.
Yeah.
You know, when people
yeah.
don't have and they think and act from scarcity, people do bad, dumb, silly shit.
Yeah.
When you're in a position of abundance,
Mm.
you only do what you need to do. You make smarter decisions. You don't need to take certain risks. You know, when you're in a good, strong position, you don't have to do everything, but you do what you want to do.
Exactly.
And you don't have to impress anyone.
Sure.
Bullshit still smells like bullshit. No matter how you
True.
put a suit on it, still bullshit.
True.
Yeah.
Someone says on the social media, oh, look at this flog in a hat and a shirt, as if I take advice from him. What's he own? And so I used to respond, and I'm like, which address would you like, buddy? I only showed like $60 million of property the other night.
Exactly.
I'll go all day. How much do you want? But those people have nothing.
True.
They're sad, they're angry, they're miserable, right? So
Correct.
we don't worry about that until they want help. They want help, we'll help them. Otherwise, fucking you do you, boo.
Correct.
But you know, also when we started, you said you had a business idea. So, but besides that, what do you want to ask me today? Since you
Well,
get this
honestly,
time?
I
Where do we start? He says.
exactly. I honestly played this in my head many times. Have you watched that episode of Mr. Bean sing the Queen? He's practicing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
been me. So we have a lot of apartments in Gold Coast getting ready,
Mm-hmm.
and a part of it is basically helping people to save more. And I was thinking, what do you think of providing apartments with rental cars that people can just have one car, car park, one car. If they need second car, they can get it from the building, and then
Pretty much all of the new buildings that are going up already do that.
all of them.
Yep, and they provide a
Oh.
valet service and a transfer
Really?
service. Yep.
Zombie.
So, for example, there's a new apartment complex in Burleigh going in,
Yeah.
and anywhere within 12 kilometres, you can get valeted and chauffeured for free if you live in the building or own in the building.
No way. That's great. Okay.
One of the other ones in Surface, they have a series of things that take people to and from the beach and
Yeah.
sport. So and this is where there will become a disparity between old and new.
Yeah.
I electric vehicles
Yes.
can't really go retrofit EV charging stuff in the basement of a 80-year-old, 50-year-old
Yeah.
building, right?
Correct. Yes.
And the cost of like a Tesla battery wall and this, like it's prohibitive to the saving.
Yes.
You might as well pay for petrol. So
Correct.
there's going to become, at the rate technology is advancing, there's going to become such a disparity in quality of life, filtered water, filtered air. Yeah. Like there's going to be so many changes so quickly. I mean, I'm looking in Japan at the moment. I don't know if you've seen, I've been studying Toyota have built this futuristic city with flying cars and filtered air. And I want to see this thing. I want to go over there, right? Because I'm really, really interested in sustainable development and growth. What will we live like in the future? How will we live? What will we use? Because technology is evolving so quickly. The old standard home or apartment, I don't think will be the same in 10, 15 years at all. You know, I
I
mean,
agree with you.
you look at COVID, they could build hospitals around the world in a week in some places. We can build quicker. Can be just as strong and solid. Just some
Right.
places drag it out, string it out, overcharge, you know. So, yeah, look, cool idea. A lot of places are
Right,
already
yeah.
including it in the body corporate for apartments because a lot of them do lack car parking. One of the buildings I inspected the other day, an apartment I bought that's just been built along the beach, they actually have, I think it's 8 or 6 dedicated share car spaces.
Nice.
So they're already doing that. So even if you go to, I don't know, the brands like rent a car or whatever, you go rent the car and you don't even have a car park, you get to use one of the dedicated 6 rental car because you're carpooling. Good for the environment, less cars on the road, blah, blah, blah. So I like your idea in the aspect that it is already happening and it's very popular. But what you could do for a business is you could now be approaching these developers and builders and body corporates and real estates and all of these saying, hey, we would like to provide the cars for free because you're generating the income from the rental. So you say, we would like to come and install lock boxes in the mail room or the car park, and we would like to provide 4 of the 8 car parts for you. We'll provide the cars so that they're there and people know they're here. So that way when people are booking a family holiday, they're more likely to book your apartment because there's cars available in the basement. And we leave some at the airport. So I definitely think there's some merit to it because you could even do deals with them to say, hey, rather than you have to go buy 2 or 3 cars per building to share, why don't you let us provide the cars? We'll sign a contract with you or we'll have the exclusivity. So there's something to it, but it is already happening.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
What about speaking of sustainability, about the fruit towers, the vegetable towers that I think they call it hydroponic stuff, but I know there's so many different versions of it.
Of what, sorry?
Hydroponic towers, that they're basically the little towers and then they plant vegetables and
On the roof?
Yes,
Or,
on the
yeah, I
roof.
haven't seen anything really like that too much in Australia, to be honest.
Yep.
A lot of the banks were giving special green loans and eco loans and sustainability ratings, and they've basically all just scrapped them.
Okay.
So there's obviously a level of sustainable development around government, council, local zoning, town planning that everybody must comply with. But so a lot of those other over the top, I guess, or cooler things, some of that stuff, it actually becomes a problem. Somebody has to maintain it,
Yep.
labour, all those sorts of things. So I haven't really seen too many. I've seen a few little, community gardens and veggie gardens and stuff like that. But I haven't seen anybody in Australia. Singapore, there's a lot, but
Yes.
Australia hasn't really taken off yet.
Yeah, because I've seen it in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore.
Yeah.
Working
A
really
lot of
well.
Southeast Asian countries, it's very predominant and popular, but they're also not predominant like Australia. We have so much produce and fruit and veg, and,
Yep, yep.
40 minutes up the road from a city. So because of that, obviously, it's pretty comfy
Yeah.
and easy for us to just get local produce in.
Yep, yep.
Bit harder in some of those cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Can I ask one more?
Yeah.
We're gonna sell our property, and there's gonna be a lot of money coming in, hopefully.
Yep.
On the other hand, it's the question of serviceability
Mm.
and how we space these things out
Mm.
to be able to afford it. How far in the future would you buy, and how do you think I can successfully plan this, strategize it?
So
So,
yeah, so buying in futuristically, like I love for myself. I used to hate apartments and hate it off the plan. Like that's dog shit. I've made millions of dollars in the last few years, as clients have, from buying things that don't yet exist, and that could be land that's just getting bulldozed around right now, and they're actually building the development right now, and we put a deposit down and wait for the land. It could be an apartment that's 3-4 years away. I don't typically, personally, I don't, if a clients go longer than 5 years, usually around the 3 and a bit year mark. It just depends on where it is and what it is. You always need to be very careful. You need to make sure that the developer has the capacity to develop. You need to know that they're all pre-sold, because people don't understand it. But the only way these high-rises get out of the ground is they have a bank involved that takes all the risk and says, I will write you a check at each stage to build the building if you go sell 80% of the building to clear the debt. And they might make 20%. I'm just making up a number. So we typically go in and buy all 80% of the building as a community at a set price straight away. They get the bank goes, yep, great. We start. The bank's now in control of the site, not the developer. All right, and then we sit back and wait, because then when they're nearing completion and it's finished and touch and feel, they jack the prices up because the market's moved 2-3 years later. We've made instant money just off a deposit, and the local people come through and look, touch, feel, and pay a premium.
Yes.
And you get a blend of investors and owners. So I don't typically, you never know what the market's going to do tomorrow, let alone forever away. But I've never, ever, ever known houses to become cheaper.
No.
And we don't have enough of them in Australia, and we can't build them quick enough. So that's just sitting down as a strategy and saying, right, this is our total borrowing capacity today. And we have property A, then B. You might be buying one that today that settles in 6 months. You might buy one now that settles in 2 years. And it's just knowing what your capacity needs to be at each point in time, that you have the capacity to settle it, to realise any potential profit. Just very structured.
Beautiful.
Don't do too little and don't do too much.
Okay.
Don't expose yourself to any risk that you don't need to.
Got it.
It's just the right amount.
Got it.
You have risk to reward ratio. So you do what you're capable of. Don't stretch yourself too far. You got a beautiful young family. You just hit those benchmarks along the way.
Beautiful.
That's it. You make money. You settle. Consider selling. Take the profit. Now you're not playing Monopoly. You won. You get the 50% CGT discount if you've owned the property or shares or whatever it is, shitcoin, for more than a year. And now you've got half of it tax-free. Where do you get half of your income tax-free?
True.
That's
Yeah, very true.
That's the way I look at it. Each time I'm selling
100%.
stuff every day, I'm like,
Yeah.
cool, sell that dog, sell that dog. It was great, well, now sell it. Half of that's tax-free. I get tax-free income every day before I get out of bed by selling something.
True.
Sell something, make 400 grand. I'm only paying tax on half of it. I don't have to go to work for 200 grand this year. And then once you start selling 10 a year, now I'm on fucking $4 million a year, not 400 grand a year.
That's beautiful.
You don't even need to work.
And that can be counted as an income. Am I right?
Becomes an income by capital, which is where Beck and I are at now. Like, if we want to sell something, we can stop work and we don't, but then I sell one and I buy 4.
Yes.
So
That's amazing.
then you get addicted.
One last question.
Yeah.
Where is the end for you? Because you keep giving and giving. And sometimes I look at you and I'm like, you help a lot of people who actually, it's not easy. Sometimes they don't know they need help.
Yeah.
And
You can't help everyone.
you can't help them. Where is that? One for you.
Family.
Oh,
When we decide to start a family in the very near future, in the next year or so,
yeah.
obviously I can't, I could chest feed with these puppies, but I can't breastfeed. So given that I can't breastfeed, but I could call it chest feed, I can't do too much for a newborn baby. I can make sure that Rebecca can sleep and I get out of bed, maybe bottle feed, all those sorts of things. I really want to be a super present dad. So I work 7 days a week now because I didn't have a dad figure around. So for me, I want to make sure that by the time we want to have a family, I don't want to have to work. And if I work, it's my business that I own or businesses. I have lots of things going on that I choose to be involved in. But when they're younger, different story. As they get older, sport, school, all those fun memories you guys are experiencing, I want to make sure I'm there for that. I don't want to be at work. Fuck that. Everyone else that's hauling ass and never sees their family and just buys them shit because they feel guilty, fuck that. I won't have to have any days of work when we have children. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Wow.
That's so good.
So, and look, we've got a phenomenal team. Rachel just won #1 broker in Australia. Zaki #2, Ben #3, Travis #7.
That's correct.
Zaki won #1 finance broker in Australia last year at the FBAA. He's been doing it 6 or 7 years. It took me fucking 21 years to win that little shit. You know what I mean? Like, we've got over 200 staff. We're in Melbourne. We're in Wollongong. We're in Sydney. We're in the Gold.
Yeah.
We've got staff overseas. Like, we've got a phenomenal community. The community's awesome. The business is great.
Yeah.
We really get to help people. So for us, it doesn't rely upon me anymore. It's much bigger than me. It's much bigger than Rebecca. It's bigger than any one person. The team are amazing. They know what they're doing. We're helping thousands of families a year. Why stop?
True. No,
Really.
it is cool.
It's not like I have to one day go, when does it, well, okay, I've got to stop. Why? Like, I've got a lot of people to piss off still. A lot of shit to fuck. Got to fuck up a lot of shit. So,
I can't. Sometimes I read those comments.
so
come
a
on.
lot of people to piss off still. I'd still like to keep pushing to break. I think that our industry's broken. I know what we do it right. Selling a loan to someone and never talking to the game is dog shit. There's still lots of great brokers out there, but fuck, there's some fucking muppets out there as well.
True.
Just salespeople.
True.
So I think there's still a lot to teach the industry and to help society with, and I'll keep putting the free stuff out there, keep putting the content, keep putting the education. Who knows? Maybe one day for me, I go, fuck, I don't need to do it as a job anymore. Fuck, I'm just going to keep putting it out there for free and not even take clients. That'll really fuck up the industry.
Wow.
None of them will be able to make any money.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Would you ever do Infinity Bank?
No.
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 Would you ever build a whole building yourself? Just say,
No.
I'm going to buy it now.
No. I'm not interested in being a property developer. I mean, I do my own stuff for Beck and I. We buy stuff and build townhouses or units or duplexes or, some land stuff. But we'll then go and give that to the local real estate agent wherever. I'm not interested in being the developer and having to borrow $400 million to build a tower, or not interested in any of that sort of stuff. So, I mean, I could. I absolutely could.
Of course.
But no, I like the people interaction. I like the stories and the journey and okay, you're here and you want to achieve this. How do we get there in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of risk?
True.
Which is pay your debt down. This all starts there and finishes there. So, I think we'll just keep going.
That's amazing.
Keep ticking along and have a lot of fun.
Would you write another book? Sorry, this is your show. I'm so sorry. It's your
that's great.
I
I've rewritten the current book.
Yes. Yep.
I rewrote it because it was like, I wrote it like 2017, 16, 17. It was published 2018. And I wrote that book self-published or with a publisher, but there's typos, there's grammar. It was really relative to what I did 2016, 17, 18. It's not so relative anymore. And it dates because it used to say, hey, click here or go to here to get a free this or do. So I've replaced everything in the book, like now the free webinar and all that sort of stuff. So obviously books date. That's the problem with them. I love reading, but also people are like, hey, what about your book? I'm like, fucking do the free webinar. I did it like yesterday. I'm doing it tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like it's now. So I've rewritten that book completely. The guts of the book is still the same. It's been completely rewritten last year. And then I started rewriting it again this year.
Oh, really? That's
well,
crazy.
I knew that rates would come down this year against all logical rationale and reasoning. It's an election year.
Yes.
Therefore, the government wants to look good. And then even if a new government gets in, they want to look good. First impressions count. So we'll probably see multiple rate discount reductions this year. So therefore, I want to change some of the content of the book and then it's got to be, well, at the time of publishing, rates were doing this. It's very hard with a book because we're not talking about a topic that's stagnant. It's evolving.
Correct.
Strategies evolve, markets move, rates move. Therefore, certain things financially that you'd suggest would also have to adapt to that.
Correct.
So it's been rewritten last year, started editing that rewrite again now, been arguing with the publishers because had an opportunity, it was going to go in all of the bookstores at the airports and news agents, and I don't want that.
Oh.
So I'm not trying to make money out of being a published author.
Oh.
I'm only writing the book for my community or people who want to consider being part of my community. We don't actually want any profits from the book or any. So the book is just a resource, if that makes sense, in my community. Don't really want it in bookshops, don't want it in all that sort of jazz. So there's been an ongoing argument about, oh, hey, we've got an opportunity and we can go do this. And I'm like, I don't really give a fuck. Like, we just need you to tone the language down. I'm like, get fucked. That's fuck off sound. No fucking way.
I've read your book at the beginning. You're like, if you're worried about punctuation, go.
Yeah, go take it back for a full refund. Fuck off if you're a bit precious. So, yeah. So look, I'm sure I will at some point. I'm sure I'll put something else out there. Right now, we're just so busy with what we worry about now and the time we give and different organisations, charities, clients, etc. International businesses that we're involved in as well. I'm going to America tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
Really?
I'm flying out for several weeks. So, so we have a lot going on at any given time. But people don't know because empty cans rattle the loudest. I'm not standing and taking photos on social media in front of flash cars or houses. That's no one else's business. You want to know if I know how to invest and make money? Yeah, I'll show you my portfolio. Here's 60, 80, $100 million, right?
Yeah.
But I don't need to stand in front of my car or wear fancy clothes or show you where I'm going for dinner. I don't need to do fucking any of that. I'm well beyond those people, right? Those people, all wank factor. Good luck to them if they think that's cool. They attract somebody who wants to get rich quick. I'm not interested in helping those people. I want good human beings that put their fucking trolley back at the shopping centre that want to create a better life for their family and do the work. They're my people. No. So I'm sure I will write more books, update this one. But for now, pretty busy.
Do you have time to socialise with people Richard Branson?
Oh, yes. So, yeah, like when I go over there, we're on Necker Island for an entire week with Sir Richard Branson. Half of the people coming with is about 40-odd people. Half of them are clients and half of them are team members.
Nice.
So it's actually my birthday.
But oh, well, yes. I mean...
So we're going on my birthday. We're having Graham's birthday bash with Branson.
Yeah, we saw the videos of your 40s and I was like, oh my God, I should have joined.
Yeah.
Big bar. You guys know how to party.
We work hard, play hard. Yeah. And that's the social. It might only be a couple of times a year we do something super special. Yeah. But we do it big. We look after people.
We see them and
we're not tired asses.
It's so cool. Yeah. But do you hang out with like Tony Robbins or like... No, you don't have time.
People like that, you only see people like that at events.
Okay.
Yeah, so at different events, you might, for example, we did some stuff when Gary was here years ago, Gary V. We did some weekends and a couple of days with Gary and dinners and stuff. Goggins did some dinners when he was here. But a lot of those things, it depends. Sometimes you know those people. Sometimes people pay to be around those people. So it's very interesting. Like a lot of people... a lot of people can pay to go to Necker Island, or you can have the whole island. Right? So you can pay for Tony Robbins to coach you. It'll cost you a fortune. Like, remember when Conor McGregor sort of lost his way? And he went and paid Tony to coach him. Like,
yes.
So, you can buy access to a lot of these people and experts and things like that, but they're all pretty busy working away and hustling. It's not like we're all hanging around. They're all hanging around together, or I'm hanging around with them, or anything like that. And I've got coaches and mentors. So I have my own private coaches and mentors and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And I think everyone should.
Everyone should. No, actually, Madeleine and I, basically since NEC days, every year we find a weakness and we get someone to coach us in that area. Like it can be career coach, it can be person.
You just got to be careful, make sure the people you pay to coach you have actually succeeded. If I meet one more business coach that's never had a successful sale and exit of a business, I'm going to fucking punch myself in the dick.
Well, it's more like I come to you and say, I love what you've achieved. Can you
Yeah.
show me how you've done
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
Sort of thing.
There's too many gurus out there these days on social media.
No, for sure. I mean, since Infinity.
It's like property.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to a buyer's agent who's got 1 to 2 properties if you want 22 or 102.
Yeah.
You want
True.
100 properties?
Yes.
Go find somebody with 150 to coach you.
Correct.
Copy them, right? If you want 2 properties, go talk to the dude that's got 3 or the lady that's got 4.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
And they might think that's wank, but it's the truth. If you were able to get 100, you'd have 100,
Yeah.
right? If you're able to get 4, you can get 4. They might get the 5 or 6. So
True.
you've got to be very careful who you listen to and who you, especially if you're paying for information or advice.
Correct. I always say about gym PTs, I say, I like to go to someone and say, I want to look like you. I don't want to go to someone and say, can you make me look like
Even then, it depends. If they're 19 or 20 years old and jacked on testosterone and fucking human growth and they're genetically blessed, well, we're never going to look like that, brother.
No, I know my limitations, but
Yeah.
but also another thing probably Infinity community ticked off. I don't know how many people realize this is that it's a massive network.
It
It's
is,
a
yeah, yeah.
massive network.
Yeah.
And I was having a chat with someone doing REM this last weekend, and I said, I don't think a lot of people realize. As a business, I used to be a business development manager.
Yeah.
I had to spend money, time, month to come to someone like Graham and ask one question. You know, and people don't realize there's so many doctors here. There's so many great people here. You have access to it. They're one message away. You know how valuable is that? You know,
It's only valuable if people execute.
correct.
They execute, they get value. If they listen and do nothing, it's pointless. It's a waste of time and money.
100%. And I know I say Infinity is this ocean of wisdom, knowledge, everything. You decide you want a cup from it, bucket, or you want to put a pump there and
Yeah.
fucking suck
Exactly.
information and knowledge out of it.
So that's
Up
up
to
to each individual person. So, well, in summary, you got a couple of questions that you've done well.
Thank you.
Very proud of you guys. You've done very well. You should be very proud of yourselves.
Thank you.
And we'll have to reconvene and do a part 2 in a couple of months' time and see where we are and see what's changed.
Done deal.
So if we can increase that redraw and add another couple of properties to the portfolio, and maybe with hips like that, if anyone sees Dan dancing on my social media, probably another couple of babies on the way too. Just saying.
I am.
I nearly lost an eye when you were on stage last week. This guy can dance. He's got the moves like Jagger. Those hips don't lie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we actually met on the dance floor.
Ah,
so
there you go. That
we
explains
used to
it.
salsa dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
That explains it.
I actually wanted
You're now eliminated from all future dance competitions.
no, honestly, I actually suggest if you give me 2 minutes, I could get everyone to dance.
You
2 minutes.
reckon?
I promise,
Yeah.
hand on
Okay,
heart.
next event, I'm
Next
going to see if
time.
you can get everyone
Done
to
deal.
dance.
If
Yeah.
I get everyone dance.
Dance Davidian.
Yeah. Done deal.
Not Dan Davidian.
That was
Dance Davidian. You won't get
Oh,
me to
that's
dance.
Nah, well, we'll see.
Nah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see, Mr. Dance.
When you see what I do, you will
We'll see.
join.
Watch
You're
this
like,
space on socials for Dance Davidian's dance class. We'll see.
done deal.
We'll see. Well done, guys.
Thank
Very
you.
proud of you.
Appreciate it.
We'll catch up again soon in a couple
Done.
months.